Hi, my name is Justin Walkup, and I'm really excited to be applying for this position today. First of all, my teaching philosophy I would describe as relational. I want to build relationships with students so that I can help to encourage the learning community in the classroom, as well as to build relevance for them. As far as the learning community goes, having a relationship already established with the students allows me to have tough conversations when they're not meeting the expectations that I'm holding them to. I can't hold them to expectations if I don't have a relationship with them where they understand that I'm going to hold them to these high expectations and that they are going to have to meet them or there will be consequences. Another way that I can leverage my relationships is by helping to build relevance for the students. If I understand what's going on in their lives, I can help take the materials that we're reading and translate that into what is important to them. If a student is in a relationship, then when we're reading Shakespeare, I can make sure to point out, oh yeah, in your relationship that you might have seen this or this, and then we can build that relevancy to their lives, and they can take more from the stories than if I didn't have a relationship with them, didn't know what was going on with them. I really wanted to apply to Lowell because as I was looking at your school's mission statement, I saw not only an emphasis on intellectual achievement, but also on character development. And I thought it was a really cool school community that focuses not just on the academic side, but also on who these students are as people and how we can help them grow, not just as learners, but also as human beings. And I thought that was a really cool community and that I would like to be a part of it. As far as professional learning communities go, I had the opportunity at Forest Hills Central to work with some of their professional development days on finding data and being able to use that data in our instruction. So it's kind of difficult with English sometimes to be able to find data points because it's a bit more subjective than a math or a science, but we worked together to come up with some of the objective ways we could analyze their writing. So we had them each write a formal paragraph, and then we broke it down into different points and scored them on different areas within the formal writing. So then we were able to actually collect the data. And what I took away from that was how to get data in the English language, as well as how to leverage that into actual learning, into that high quality professional teaching, high quality instruction. Using that data to identify what students need help still, if the majority still need help, maybe we need to revisit something, and what students might be needing to be advanced to a tier 2 or a tier 3 support, where they're truly missing many goals and they're not getting the education that they need, they're not getting the support they need in their education. And what can I do in the tier 1 to support them, and is there anything within that? So I would approach a learning community with that mindset of what can I do in tier 1 that can be proactive about not advancing students to tier 2 or tier 3 if they don't need it, if there's something that I can be doing differently to help them. And when you asked me to rank the 3 words, I started out with relationships at the very top, then I went to relevance, and then rigor at the bottom. The reason I put rigor at the bottom is not that I don't think it's important. I think rigor is one of the most important things in academia. But rigor on its own is not going to get anything. Rigor just for the sake of having rigorous academics is not going to actually result in learning because students don't care. The only way to make students care is to have a relationship with them and to make the information relevant to their lives. So rigor is, I put at the bottom for that reason. It's very important, but it can't exist in a vacuum. The reason I put relationships above relevance is kind of what I was talking about earlier. I believe that in order for students to understand why something is relevant to their lives, they need to understand that I care about them. One of the best pieces of advice I was given was by my mentor teacher, and he said, students don't care what you know until they know that you care. And that, I think, is my teaching mantra. That's what I try to live by in my teaching life. Thank you for the opportunity to submit this video.